Jury is present, John. Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Bryant, my name is Sean Kent. I do not believe we've ever met each other. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, we never met.
And I'm going to go over a couple of rules so we can be on the same page as I'm asking you questions. Is that fair?
Okay.
And I do this with everybody. Just make sure we're both on the same page. Madam Court Reporter is taking down every single word that you are saying. You did a good job from the state, but she cannot take down head nods and shakes and things of that nature. So make sure you answer yes, no, and so on so she can get every word. Is that fair?
Okay.
2, she cannot take down if the two of us are talking over one another. So if you'll give me opportunity to ask my question, I'll give you opportunity to answer the question. Is that fair?
Okay.
And if at any point in time I speak way too fast, and I've been told I do that, and you do not understand my question, if you simply ask me to repeat it, I will repeat it so you can have it read again. Is that fair? If I can remember the question I asked.
Okay.
Is that fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you prefer Mr. Bryant, Devonte? What do you want to be called? I want to give you a proper title.
Either or.
Okay, is it fine if I call you Mr. Bryant?
Yeah.
Mr. Bryant, I want to go through first the testimony that you offered the state of South Carolina just a few moments ago. Do you remember what you testified to?
Yeah.
And I want to first start at the beginning part of your testimony that you were giving to the jury when they were asking you questions about guns. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And when they were asking you questions about guns, they were asking you about the prevalence and the amount of guns in the community of children, 14-year-olds and so forth. Remember those questions?
Yeah.
And do you remember saying that it was basically normal that a lot of kids have guns?
Yeah.
And it is okay for them to have guns because it's a sign, a status or something of that nature, right?
I'm not saying okay, but
It's not okay, is it?
yeah.
It's not okay?
I didn't say that it was
Well-
okay for a child to have a gun. I
And-
never said that.
And then let me follow that up with that question. It's not okay, is it?
I mean, it depends on what point you come from. I don't.
Please explain. What point would make it okay for somebody under the age of 15 to possess a firearm?
I mean, I wouldn't know.
Well, you do know. You just said it depends. So let the jury know, based upon the questions from the state and your answer, when is it okay for someone under the age of 14 or a child to have a gun?
I mean, I wouldn't know. I mean, everybody had their own viewpoint of it. That's why I say it depends.
And I'm
Everybody-
asking your viewpoint, based upon your testimony, based upon what you've offered to this jury, when is it okay?
I mean, protection-wise, if you ask me,
Go on, please. I did ask you.
that's it.
What do you mean protection-wise?
Depending on the area you grew up in or the areas you stay in, maybe.
And so when the state of South Carolina put you on the stand, they understood that you felt it was okay to break the law for protection.
Objection to the question.
I'll retract.
All right, ready.
It is your testimony that it is okay to break the law for protection purposes.
No, I'm not saying. I never once said that.
Okay, tell me what you said. I don't want to
I
put
just-
words in your mouth.
Just, I don't remember, but I didn't say that.
No, you just said it a few seconds ago, that it would be okay for protection purposes for someone under the age of 14 to have a firearm. Is that what you just said?
That's what I said.
Is it legal for someone under the age of 14 to have a firearm?
No.
So would it be breaking the law for a person under 14 to have a firearm?
Yeah.
And so would your testimony not have just been, it is okay for someone under the age of 14 to break the law for protection? Isn't that your testimony?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
I guess? Because that's what they put you up to justify and say it's okay. So is that your testimony still to this jury?
Objection to the question and the implication.
I'll allow it, but be careful.
I am. Did you understand my question?
No, sir.
Well, let's move on just a bit. We'll go back to that. Do you own a firearm?
No.
You don't have a firearm.
No.
Did you have a firearm that day
No.
in your vehicle?
No.
You have a child yourself, if I'm not mistaken.
3.
And I think one of them would be 14 years old right now.
Yeah.
You would not want him to have a firearm.
No.
You would instruct him not to have a firearm.
No.
You would not want him to have a firearm for protection or status or anything.
No.
No, you would think it would be wrong. Correct? Correct?
Yeah.
It would be dangerous.
Yeah.
And you would not want your child in the community carrying a firearm.
No.
the solicitor's office asked you about your criminal record. You stand on the stand currently as a convicted felon.
Yeah.
And so you couldn't own a firearm anyway.
Yeah.
And so you stand over there convicted of 3 separate offenses.
I'm not sure how many. I'm not sure.
Not sure how many felonies you have?
No.
Okay. Were these all in Richland County?
Yeah.
And so were you prosecuted in this courthouse?
Yeah.
And so they are familiar with you?
I don't know.
Okay. When you talked to officers on the scene, well, let's go through this. You actually gave 2 separate statements to officers. One on a body cam on scene, do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then separately, you talked to another officer. Is that a fair statement? Like you sat down and met with an officer and gave an actual recorded interview. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to talk about the second interview first, because this was with a member of the Richland County Sheriff's Department who interviewed you.
They both were.
Okay? Both were Richland County officers.
Yeah.
They interviewed you, right?
Yeah.
They asked you what happened.
Yeah.
They asked your details.
Yeah.
They let you give the story.
Yeah.
And you gave them this story, and after you gave the story, do you remember one of the officers telling you, don't embellish, that doesn't fit the evidence?
Objection.
I don't know what that means.
Hearsay.
Sustained.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
When you met with them, did they think you were exaggerating the story?
Objection, Your Honor,
No.
speculation of what somebody else believes.
Sustained.
When you gave the story to law enforcement, what was your belief when you left, when you talked to them? Do you believe they believed your version?
Objection, Your Honor, to what he believes somebody else believes.
I wouldn't.
Sustained. You're asking him to
That's fine,
determine
Judge.
what the officer believed.
When you gave your story to law enforcement, and I want to make it clear, you told law enforcement that, and I want to make sure it's good again, I want to make sure the testimony is good. At some point, you're saying the victim had his hands up,
Yeah.
and he shot when his hands were up? I just want to make sure, tell me if I'm wrong.
No.
So explain it to me again so we can all understand.
When he was on the ground, like
Yes, sir.
after he fell from being shot, it's like he was trying to roll himself over. That's when his hands was up.
Now, there's no question he fell twice.
Yes, it is.
Your testimony is that he was shot the first time.
Which
I'm
you mean?
asking, you tell me when he was shot, if he fell twice. Do you know exactly when he was shot?
You said if he fell twice after the second stumble, it wasn't 2 fallings.
It wasn't 2 falls?
No.
Okay. And I guess I'm getting more confused, and you did it with the solicitor's office, but I need to know exactly what position he was in when he was shot. And if I'm not mistaken, when you were,
When you saying when he was shot, as in when he hit the ground,
no, when he was shot.
like he was trying to stand completely up.
He was trying to stand completely up.
Yeah.
And I think when you were right here, you had him completely straight, correct?
What you mean completely straight?
Was he standing completely up when he was shot, like this?
I mean, almost as if yeah, almost.
And Mr. Chow, was he directly behind him?
No, not directly behind him.
If you can come down again for me and just put your body in the position that you saw, and I want to make sure I say this correctly, the position you saw Cyrus in when he was shot. Does that make sense? I'll make sure you understand my question before you do. Do you understand my question?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you come down from the stand and just show the jury the position, the exact position his body was in when he was shot that you saw?
Yeah. Like I said, he was almost like completely up. Like he was getting up like this. He wasn't here. Yeah.
Okay.
No, he was like here, but still trying to move and get up at the same time. You get what I'm saying?
I do, and I'm just confused because I thought with the solicitor's office you said he was straight up. So you're not saying he was
He's
straight
trying to get straight up. He's trying to get up like how I'm standing, like this. He's trying to get to this point, but he never could get to this point. He's still stumbling, trying to catch his movement. That's what's going on.
That's what you saw.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after he was shot, what happened from that
He
position?
fell. He fell completely again.
Right there.
Yeah.
Didn't move any further.
It's like maybe a try to turn over type of thing, maybe.
So where the body came to rest is where he was shot.
I don't know where his body came to rest at. Because it was so many people gathered around him, I couldn't see exactly nothing. All I could see is like legs and feet, and you know the older lady's son was on their knees and all of that. I couldn't really exactly see him. Like I'm looking at this desk right here,
Yes,
I
sir.
couldn't literally just see everything. I see everybody huddled around.
Okay, go ahead back up there, thank you. Now I want to go backwards to the body cam footage. Do you remember you said on the side of the road you talked to the officers while
Yeah.
they were there?
Yeah,
Is that a yes?
yeah,
Do you remember telling the officer on the body footage that you watched the shot through your car mirror, through your rearview mirror?
no,
You do not remember that?
no,
And if I was to find testimony or anything, you would dispute saying that to anyone that day?
I don't remember that.
Is it possible you could have said that?
I don't remember that at all.
And you had mentioned that when you were driving by the scene, you were going at a very slow pace.
Yeah,
And if there was video of your car not going at a slow pace, would you disagree with that?
yeah,
And so, how fast would you say you would have been going?
I don't know.
I need you to guesstimate because you said you were tracking them. So how fast you going? 1 mile, 2 mile?
I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know. I don't remember.
You had mentioned in your testimony that you did not see anyone throw anything. Is that correct?
Yeah,
And you said you saw the book bag laying directly on the ground
yeah.
and it just had fallen?
When he fell, the book bag fell. The first time.
Immediately at the same spot?
Hmm. Well, no, I wouldn't say the same spot. I can't remember exactly where, but I wouldn't say the same spot. I think it kind of fell down, so I can't really remember.
Well, you testified to it, and so that's why I want to make sure, but you testified on direct that it fell right there. So if
Yeah,
you want
if-
to correct that now, please
I mean,
correct.
can you explain what right there is? It could be here, it could be there. You saying right there, I don't know what right there is.
Well, I need to know because that was your testimony. Where did the book bag fall?
On the ground.
Where?
I mean, I have to look or something. I can't just say where exactly it was on the ground.
You saw the book bag, though.
Yeah,
You saw the book bag on the ground.
yeah,
It was not down a hill in some grassy area. You personally saw it.
yeah, it was on the ground.
Okay. In your testimony, you personally saw the shoe come off.
Yeah,
Beg your court's indulgence for one moment, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Now, you are not testifying, I want to make sure I'm clear on this, you are not testifying today that the young man was shot while he was on the ground.
no,
Have you ever before, under oath, any testimony ever testified that he was shot on the ground?
testify. This is my first time
Yeah.
testifying.
Have you ever given any statements or anything to suggest that he was on the ground?
I believe so, I think.
You believe so? You have actually before, to law enforcement, said he was on the ground when he was shot?
That's what I was thinking. I mean, so much going on at one time. You know, like right after the incident, I'm calling my mom. So much going on. The social media thing going on. So much going
I
on
got
at
it.
one time.
So much going on, so much stuff in our heads, so much to pay attention to, and then time to figure out a different story.
No,
Well-
not a different story.
Well, originally, you have told law enforcement that he was on the ground when he was shot, correct?
Okay.
Not okay.
Yeah.
And we now realize that's not possible, correct?
Yeah.
And you know that's not possible, correct?
Yeah.
And now today you're telling something a little different, correct?
Not just today. When I spoke with him too,
When you spoke with who?
officer.
Okay. But you understand, we always want to try to get someone's statement as close to the event as possible, right? Because we want to get as accurate as possible. Is that a fair statement?
No.
You don't want to get someone's memory as close to the event as possible?
I mean, yeah, but that's not fair because no.
That's not fair. We don't want to know accurate. We don't want someone to plan. We don't want someone to think of something. Don't
No.
you want someone's memory as close to the event as possible?
No.
No? Why not?
I mean,
I mean, why not?
I mean, I don't know, but I mean, it shouldn't matter. If something happens, something happens. It don't matter when you ask them.
You got that exactly right. It shouldn't matter. When something happens, it should stay consistent. Is that a fair statement?
That's not what I just said.
So tell me what you said.
I just said when something happens. I never said nothing about being consistent or anything. I didn't say that.
Okay. So should someone's story change?
No.
No. That's what consistent means. So it should be consistent from one time to the next. Is that fair?
I mean, you said that, yeah.
You don't think a story should be consistent?
Yeah, story is consistent.
A story is consistent.
Should be, yeah.
Should be consistent. So at one point you told a story that he was shot directly on the ground, and then today you're saying he wasn't. Would you agree that's not consistent?
Yeah, but I think there was a misunderstanding because I don't think the officer was really understanding what I was saying. So I think he kind of misunderstood my explanation. That's what I think.
That's what you think?
Yeah.
And a few minutes ago, I asked you, you specifically stated that you said he was on the ground when he was shot, and there was a bunch going on in your head, and you were incorrect.
No, I didn't say that. I said the women was around him on the ground as I was passing back by the scene. So I couldn't
When
see.
I directly asked you about telling an officer or giving a statement that you said originally that he was on the ground when he got shot. That's what I asked you.
Yeah, but you just asked me something totally different pertaining. You didn't ask me the same thing.
What?
What you asked me prior to the question that you just asked me?
Do you remember, let's make it very simple. Do you remember at some point in time telling an officer, anybody, that Cyrus was on the ground when he got shot?
Yeah.
That's a yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not a confusion, that's not a trick question, that's a yes.
Yeah.
Today, you're saying that's different, correct?
Yeah.
You have met with law enforcement, solicitors, everybody in between those two times, yes?
Yeah.
And we realize the first thing that you said about shot on the ground is not possible.
No.